But not so long ago, it could happen. So we're fighting that. So what happens if we don't eat enough energy, right, based on our activity and based on our base level of energy needs for the day, the body's going to dig into the fat stores and get that energy. And for each pound, roughly, and these are all rough estimates, it's going to be about 3,500 calories, which is 500 calories a day. So each day that we can tip that scale 500 calories in the negative, we'll start chipping away, and after a week, it should equate to about a pound of fat loss. So the one thing to keep in mind when we're looking at weight loss and fat loss is water weight. So part of the problem with weight loss is that our weight fluctuates 3 to 5 pounds a day just based on timing. It also can be based on food choices. If we have any sort of infection or bug, we might have a little bit of extra inflammation, and that can be a little bit extra water weight. So 3 to 5 pounds, and if you're, bearing down and getting a 500 calorie deficit every day, end of the week you lost a pound of fat, but you hop on the scale and you're up 2 pounds. Well, that's frustrating.
Yeah.
But when you look at it from the body standpoint, you very well could have done everything right. You could have lost a pound of fat, but at that point, for whatever reason, when comparing to last week, you're carrying 3 extra pounds of water. And the water, you have no control. Like, you do have some, but it's gonna go up and down. Like, sleep could be it, stress could be part of it. So that is something that is just kind of out of our control, that we just, as best you can, step back and just be like, okay, it's a little extra water today. If you go through your book and see, like, I really thought I ate everything good, I thought I had those deficits out there which should be, you can rest your hat on that because you did everything you could do. And over the long term, right, those will balance out. The next week, maybe you're down 3 pounds. Did you lose 3 pounds of fat? Probably not. It's hard to burn 3 pounds of fat. It's unhealthy to do that. So the water weight is going to really mess things up. And that's just something to keep in mind. And if for some reason you see a result one week that doesn't make sense, it's okay. Yeah, it happens. Any questions so far about any of this information we covered in this section? All right, so can we hand out the calculators? And if you have a phone that has a calculator, go ahead and use it. Some of you have it. If anyone needs them, I guess just hold your hand up. So what I want to do is walk through, we'll help you do this, is calculating your daily resting rate. It's sometimes called the basal metabolic rate, or your BMR. And so this number is going to give you an idea that based on your height, weight, and age, as well as gender, about how many calories your body needs at rest to survive. And so that'll give you a rough idea of what to shoot for when you're tracking those calories every day.
Hey Spencer, can you repeat the instructions?
Yes. So after the trivia on page 2, we're going to go where it says calculate your daily resting calorie burn, or your base metabolic rate, So if you're a woman, you'll look for the first equation. If you're a man, you look at the second equation, and just fill in some of the info. So the weight in pounds would be your weight today that you had. And if you hadn't weighed in yet, maybe we can do that. Yeah, can we weigh in if they haven't?
I just want to come after you.
Okay.
Do you want to weigh it now or else?
No, it's okay. You can, if you haven't weighed today, you can take your weight from last week. It's not going to change it too much. Then we want to put your height in inches, and then you'll put in your age. And then each equation will kind of walk you through what to do, and we can walk around and help. Does anyone have questions that I can pop over? Yeah, so weight here, multiply by 4.35. Add 5 inches, 5 inches, 12. You got one? So your answer should be somewhere around 1,000 plus. If it's dramatically under that, check the math or let us know. We can kind of try to help out.
My math, make sure.
I think that's accurate.
I'm thinking of 25. Yeah. That's, I have to.
Not necessarily. So this is just this is base plus your activity. So, but yeah, in theory, you probably won't be that or lower. Did y'all get it? Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Are y'all done?
Yeah.
In general, we'd expect you because even if you're under this by about 5, so let's say you're under by about 300, you're going to get 205 feet an hour and everything. So over the 5 weeks, right, we were right about 500 today. You would walk 5 miles.
Yeah.
Well, that's not bad. I don't want to lose.
You guys doing good?
That's what I did.
That's good?
Bring them all over.
This is your resting part, right? So you were talking about it.
Really?
Your back. So you would add an exercise. Yeah.
Oh, you mean second, you keep me alive?
That must be your plan.
You're pretty good. Working on it.
If you want more, you can do. So you're resting, medical is
No, I just, this is what down. And so that's what y'all are.
You gotta use
That's your base. How
I
much
have to
you
have
can take out every day is
Yes,
gonna be your
got it.
activity.
Yeah. I need
Right. So you're looking here at 1886, you know, you probably want to be under that. Oh, this was here earlier. So this is the one. Oh, yeah. So you know, like, where are you at? That's it. So that plus.
the bomb. But I mean, I'll make a list.
That's good. At some point, you can. Well, it's
It's like 20. I'm trying to go
All right, did everyone get a chance to finish? And did everyone else were good? Any questions? And then we had a couple of comments that I wanted to kind of talk about with the group. But any questions about the base metabolic rate? You might, yeah, let's get your question.
The thing I have trouble with is getting all my calories in, but sticking to the amount of fat that I have, because like, I have found that some of the foods that are higher in calories are also higher in fat, like peanut butter. Sometimes I'll eat peanut butter, because I know it's a healthy choice with a lot of protein in it, but it's high in fat. But it's also high in calories.
But isn't it a good fat?
It is, but it's hard for me to stick to the amount of fat I'm supposed to have and get all my calories in. So
Yeah.
I don't know how to balance that.
So in that, so for me, I'm not as off-putting about fat. Like some fat is good, right? It's part of a balanced diet. In many ways, the body does need fat to break down protein. So I'm okay with peanut butter, especially look at peanut butters that don't have sugar added. And your natural peanut butters are also going to have 3 to 4 grams of fiber per serving. So you're getting fiber, healthy fats, and protein. It's a great food. It will have a lot of calories, but again, if you're monitoring that in the big scheme of the day, absolutely, that could be a good choice. So you're gonna have to figure out, like the recommendations we gave you based on calories and fat are gonna be stuff that you're gonna need to explore and figure out what works best for you.
When were we getting that? It
I
must have
think
been during
they
one of the
gave
weeks
you-
that I missed.
And early on, you should have gotten just a rough estimate of your daily calories.
You can figure it out by.
Yeah, it was in the packet that I gave you in your little.
Yeah, one of the early packets had it. But what you can do now is look at your base metabolic rate, that number we have,
Right.
and gonna use that as a rough gauge to say I should shoot for somewhere around there, maybe a little bit under. It should be in the book. And then if you're very, very active, you're going to want to eat maybe a little bit more during the day because you don't want to lose too quickly. And that was what you were talking about. You want to share? Okay. And Jenna? So Jenna was talking to me and I asked her to share and she agreed, so thank you. You don't mind?
Well, in 25 days, I lost 7 pounds. But when I come today, anyway, I'm like 3 pounds heavier than I was last week. But, as he said, I've not eaten more. It's just,
So she's kind of talking about try a little bit extra water weight today for whatever reason. One of the things that like the Jenna was talking about is that she didn't want to lose too quickly, and I think this is a really important thing to keep in mind, is that you really don't want to lose at a rate much faster than maybe 2 pounds a week. What will happen in that case, your body will start to freak out a little bit, and it'll slow down, it'll shut down, because in its mind, things are leaving really quickly and not coming in fast enough. So what it's going to do is just going to suppress the whole system so that it burns less every day with that base rate. And it can just slow everything down. So it's something important to keep in mind. It's also a big reason why it's important to eat regular throughout the day. So every 3 hours is a good benchmark, is to get something in to kind of stoke the fire. Do you have a comment?
That's it's just very, very, when you work,
It's hard.
it's, yeah.
And it will never be perfect. That's okay. All right, can you open your handout? We have about 10 minutes left. I want it to take about 5 or 6 minutes to work through the last page of the handout from today.
Yeah, that's it, right?
So we're going to the last 2 pages. So the changes you've made so far, just kind of take a second to reflect about that. And then the big thing will be the last page that to do is make a little plan for the week of what you want to focus on this week. Yeah.
You can get a coffee pot, you can buy ground coffee, you can buy coffee filters. I found one coffee filter. What Tuesday? I mean, let's do it. I guess that's it. So 300 is anything. I mean, I know the no carb diet saying none, but just less than 60 or less than
Maybe, yeah.
The big thing is a lot of vegetables are carbs. So broccoli, it's got 7 grams of carbohydrate.
Okay, because this only talks about fats and calories. It doesn't say what carb you should be shooting.
So the fat, I'm gonna give it to I'm gonna go crazy with the carbs. I would go
and then I get.
and it's gonna be, you're gonna have to figure out your good.
Well, that's gonna go too far, but just not eat it.
Yeah. And a lot of people.
All of that. And I've been all the time. And then, I eat one meal. Which is good. I know. So, what is it? Tuesday? Right. Which case? I used to do Sunday all day. I just bought it for
You just,
well, I'm a social worker. Very different. It's addiction. It really is. I don't think my addiction is young Stop it. I'm a binge.
How we doing over here? All set? Any questions?
I exercise myself to do, so I can be the best exercise I can. I average 2,000 steps a day, and I do yoga at sedentary. I'm starving. I'm starving. No, after I eat, I'm starving. This is my husband. I cannot eat. I'm never full. Am I ever full?
What was the
Would you figure out for me? I'm only allowed to have 100 calories and 33 grams of fat, but this is my
You need to be eating at least 2 because you're burning 500 calories a day. So if you're under that, you're not, you're gonna be. So I would try increasing this. And then the other part, right, is the balance. So make sure you're getting enough protein mixed in throughout the day, because that can help you up when you exercise. Your body's ripping itself. It needs protein to replenish that. So if your diet isn't balanced, that could be one reason your body's telling you it's hungry. Like you're eating enough calories, but you're not getting enough protein.
It's dangerous. It's right to 2 and then it goes to half the jar, and then you know it, more jars. I'm serious. I mean, I don't have.
Let me wrap up and then call chat.
Good luck to you. I was asking you, we're done. I was making
Okay. Hey guys, just a couple of housekeeping announcements. I just want to make sure that everybody has filled out a copy of this survey. If you weren't here last week, you didn't probably fill out a copy because I emailed it to you. Good. Okay, and I also want to make sure that everybody got a chance to fill out a white card. We need names and addresses, just in case you missed something, we can give it to you or mail it to you. Did you fill out one? Okay. So, who needs to fill out a white card? If you missed last week, you haven't gotten the chance to do so. Just your name and address, just in case you missed something, and they need to mail something to you. Surveys? Mailing address. It's your mailing address. You didn't get the surveys like your last week? Got one? Which one? Did you get it? I thought it was you. Hey, don't forget to turn in your books if you have not, your food logs for this past week. Yes.
We also have pictures of water.
But this is easier.
It is.
Did you turn that off?
It's still on.
Now keep walking around.
I'm collecting calculators. Did you still need it? Okay.